Yo, what up, everybody? This is WarBird live with Apache Underground. I'm sitting here talking to the Fonz. Fonz, say what's up to the people.
What's cracking, my brothers? What's cracking?
All right, all right. Yeah, so this was kind of a little unexpected here, folks. But we're just gonna get right into it. Um, and I was telling my buddy here that like I'm in a special spot that that's I've been saying I was at for a long time, but now I'm starting to really feel it, and that's about everything too. When you putting everything out there into the universe, you gotta give it time to actually come back and come into fruition, right? So with that being said, I have been saying all this stuff, been saying it for years, and then all of a sudden, you know, it all starts happening, but it doesn't start happening, rinky dink. No, it all comes in all at one time, and it's pretty cool experience. And everybody's afraid to say it and say it out loud and say it the right way. And like I give all the glory to God the Creator, the Most High, and it's just as easy to do that and it's simple. It takes gives everything away from me, gives it all to Him, and I don't give credit to anybody where it's not due. And that's all I got to say about that. But before we move on into the details of what and how these things are happening and impact it's making on my life and those around me, let's hear what Fonz has to say. Like, what's up, bud?
Hey, you know what? I want to concur on what everything you just said. The whole thing is once we get to a point spiritually where we understand that God created all things and we're grateful that He did, we absolutely have that gratitude of our existence. And that's just it. We're still alive. We still exist, and all praise and worship to the Creator of all things, right? And so, regardless of the name that whatever culture you're from, you call our Creator, the Creator of all things, to our understanding, including itself, Himself. That's what we give thanks and praise to. And I mean, I'm just happy to be alive, man. I'm happy to be alive. I'm grateful to be in the exact spot that I'm in right now, and just excited for more. Even though I'm 43 years old, I'm excited for more. Les Brown was talking about last night. I'm 78. He's like, I'm excited for more. People ask him all the time, man, shouldn't you retire? Shouldn't you be just taking? He's like, man, I'm excited for more. I'm hungry. I'm still hungry. What is it to you that I'm 78? I know what I feel inside. And that's where I'm at. I'm excited to get it on, baby. What we got going on today?
Yeah, I titled this so far, like I can always change the title later, but I titled this so far, we're going over the plan. You know what I mean? This is Apache Underground, dude. This is the thing I started 2020, and we started way before that, with other things that we were doing, True Health 60, and then there was the longevity stuff, and then you had your catering business, and so many other more things, and we've just evolved and morphed into kind of like where we're at now. And I think the biggest thing that like I can give away to viewers and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, I'm successful. I don't really show a lot, you know what I mean? Like all these other people that want to sit there and act like they have all this, and that, and the other. when in actuality they don't, and that's okay too, but like I think that people deserve to know how to really, do what it takes to become successful, you know what I mean, and how much patience it takes. And we started a while back, starting from the bottom, you know what I mean. So we have a historical record of stuff that we've been up to, stuff that we've been talking about, stuff that we've been living up to this point. And Fonz, like since we started working together, way back when we were working in Honda, what's your experience been like with Apache Underground? Uh, an example, working with me, like how has like our work, kind of brought you to where you're at, and any realizations and things of such, because at the end of the day, we're trying to sell this thing here, right? Apache Underground, we're trying to sell, services. We're trying to sell, our experiences, and we're trying to onboard people. We want people to come work with us, for us, like friendly rivalries and things like that. Like it's more than just one thing. Like we got to explain to the people, how are we helping? What are we doing to help?
Well, see, you brought it back to the Honda, right? And this just goes like the way I view things, right? We were both going through whatever it was that we were going through when we got to Honda. And this goes back to being grateful with the creator of all things. God knows what he's doing. And when we allow God to work in our lives, he puts those elements together that need to be working together. And that's how that started. It wasn't because I asked for it. I didn't ask for Eric Castro, but I was praying for an Eric Castro in the world, right? Just like whatever it was that you were going through, you were asking and talking to God, or maybe you weren't yet. Whatever it was, right? And I'm just saying this in general for the audience to understand that sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time, right? We always hear the wrong place at the right time, but we rarely hear the right place at the right time. And so, when we look at what Apache Underground is, it started. It's always been in your heart. It's always been who you are. And with I am the Change Foundation, all those things that you were already doing was we call the cosecha, right? The tilling of the ground and your creation, and it does take time. And I know that because I've been doing this since a very young age, right? And when I saw what you were doing and what you were wanting to do, even from when the times we went to go work out, you have a passion and a knowledge in you that is obvious that you sought out, because you don't just wake up with the knowledge that you have. You had to actually do the work, seek it out, work for it, grind it out. And for those of us that have done that and understand that, we can connect with you, and we connect, and that's the whole point. We're all connecting together. And it's like when we talk to whoever it is that's already doing these things, they understand where we're at too, right? Because it's all level spiritual, right? And so, everything that you have gone through with a good heart. And the Bible tells us very clearly that only God knows our hearts, but you can see your heart on your chest. You know, you can see your heart on your sleeve, so to speak. And that's not very common, because if it was common, there would be three screens, 4 screens, 5 screens of us doing this conversation right now. And that's what we're doing. We're about the advertising and talking about talking. It's like, we know there's more of us out there. We know that there's more of element, God's creation, that is seeking to do more at this stage of their lives, or maybe, you know, at the very beginning, like just in the idea thought process, we're not really sure. And you have a safe place and you know, a safe haven that you can come to, where you have 2 legit people that are not going to sway you in the wrong direction. We ain't on that gangsta dumb shit. We ain't on the all that, you know. We're not on the ignorant side of things. Not to get too deep into that, because it's just ignorance, right? I was in that lifestyle. So it's not shitting on those people, because that's the problem that we have right now, right? Everybody wants to shit on what's happening around us, but nobody wants to really grab people by the hand, because that's what people need right now. We need to be able to grab people by the hand. I think that's what we're doing. We're here to we have opened up an opportunity for people to come and just, you know, kick it and grow together, if that's what they're willing to do, you know. But you have to have a willing heart. We're willing to do what we're doing. We got things that we're doing. We don't have to be doing this. You don't have to be doing this. You can be out there playing basketball, doing what you just finished saying it. What does a free man do?
This is the plan. You know what I mean? With all that stuff being said, you know, like, what does a free man do? And I'm asking myself the question, like, well, what have I been doing? You know, I've been free, you know, for a while now. I've been saying I was free, you know, and I knew it, but I didn't know it. But now that I know it, you know, I was saying it for a while and I didn't know it. You know, now I know it. And now it's just confirmations on everything that I've been saying. And that's, I guess that's manifestation right there. You know what I mean? Saying it before it's actually happening or feeling it, and you know, it coming into fruition. But what does that mean? You know, like, right now I'm in a position where, like, I've got everything that I need. You know what I mean? Everything that I always strive to have: the house, the paid off house, the paid off car, the zero debt, you know, in good standing, good credit. You know, like, I have it all right now. Okay, cool. You know, it's like, now what? Okay, and it's like, well, what do I do? Travel? I've traveled. You know, like, I've been around. Like, what am I traveling for? You know what I mean? Okay, well, you know, like, I can always go to the casino like I used to do. You know, that'd always be fun. But it doesn't do it for me anymore. You know what I mean? My time is more valuable than what I could make at a casino, or what I could lose too. But at the same time, but it's, you know, like, I figured out the value of my money, and, you know, like, I figured out the value of my time, and, you know, I put the two together. I'm like, oh, okay, so I could do all this stuff. Okay, so now that you can do all the stuff, what do? I'm in shape already. You know what I mean? I'm in shape already. You know, I can always get in better shape. You know, that's something I can do. But I mean, like, what does somebody do that, you know, it's just coming up with a plan. You know, like, what? Well, why don't you try to do some charity? You know, like, well, that's a good idea. You know, like, I have plans for that. You know, and you know, like, half of everything I'm doing, everything that I'm, you know, at least all the stuff that I'm putting on the internet and stuff like that, that's all to me considered charity, because I like you were saying, you know, like, this is what I do. Like I'm just trying to put out the best information out there, and it's not, and I'm not bragging. It's just like what do you guys want to know? Like how can I help you? It's like I need work. It's like let me work with you. Like what's next? Like I know how to do it. Like what's up? Like what can I help you with? Like and that's what it is. Like once you become an expert at something, you just sell your services, but you don't need to sell them. So you take the good pickings and stuff like that, and I guess you can refer out the rest. But is that the type of person I am? Like maybe not. Like I got good problems. These are the best problems I can have. Like trying to figure out how else I could spread my good out there. And right now it's just spreading the knowledge. And you can find knowledge. This guy right here, Fonz. He's a holistic health professional, and he's a businessman. He's built businesses, and he's been successful, and he's doing this thing right now, and he's got his exit strategy and stuff like that. So that's why like I talked to him. He's another player. He's another player in the game. You know what I mean? This game called life. This game called Apache Underground. And right now we got to come up with that game plan to see what's next. It's like, okay, we got the product line. Okay, we got the apparel. We got the shoes. It's like, okay, so with all that stuff, what's next? Is it space? You know what I mean? Is that it? Is that what's next? Or is it getting all the stuff to put in the space before we get the space? So when we get the space, it's just like loaded up and then there it is. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's the plan? You know what I mean? Like I'm only one person here, and obviously I don't have to be doing any of this, but like we're building business to show people how it's done. It's like, so what's up? What's next?
And I've been listening to the the questions and stuff, and it's like those are all the right questions, and it's like anything else. Sometimes it's just about being the patient, right? It's hard to be patient. It's hard to be patient. I'm pulling out here. This other guy just pulled out at the same time. So it's hard to be patient because it's not like you just wake up. And this is why it's so important that whoever you are, whoever's out there listening, that you get up and do the work, because it's not like you just wake up one day and you're successful. That's not how it works. Anybody that I'm getting like feedback. I can hear myself asking the question. Anybody that has been in the pursuit of building a business or getting out of what we call the rat race, which is living paycheck to paycheck. Anybody that is in business today that's successful, all these corporations, Jeff Bezos, right, as an example. How long did it take? He started off with that little, we see it all the time, the little whiteboard that had, Amazon on it, like, and nobody really, cared, and nobody really, like, okay, Jeff, you're just, doing whatever you're doing, right? The Tony Robbins, of the world, the Les Browns, the Trumps, right? The Walmarts, all these things took years, if not decades, to get to where they're at. Trump did, they always talk about how Trump was given $1 million. Well, you know how many people have had $1 million and done nothing with it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we look at our trajectory over the last 10 years, you know, most people have earned at least that in the last 10 years. Some people are making $100,000 a year, and it's like they have nothing to show for it, right? Except more payments. And so, because this is what was sold. And so, you got to get up and start getting to work, because it's going to take some time. And the thing is, like they say, you know, that cliche, you got to start right now. Doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you're at. And you seek out professional help. That's what it comes down to. And what is professional help? I know that it's hard out there because everybody's trying to sell you a get-rich-quick scheme. And in some cases, some people, like those young kids, those young twins from China that, you know, created the NFT and they made like $10 million off of it, that's an anomaly. That doesn't happen every day. Not everybody's gonna do that. You're not gonna be the guy that won the lotto. You know, not everybody's gonna be the guy that won the lotto or the gal that won the lotto. You know, I was watching a thing just the other day where a kid had back in the ATC days, the Honda ATC days, he had gotten into an accident and he got messed up really bad. His mom sues Honda. It was one of those lawsuits. She makes over $2.5 million, and the guy's running around in the streets in Colorado in a wheelchair asking for money, telling the story that he used to be a millionaire. So having the money doesn't make you a millionaire. You know, it's the consistent work and knowing what to do with it, and not falling for the what's it called, the shiny object in the water.
It's about working with your budget, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Wherever you're at.
It's about working with your budget, you know, and getting to tomorrow and getting to tomorrow and getting to tomorrow. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science, you know. And you know, another thing I want to talk about, Fonz, is people's perception of what other people think about them. You know, you shouldn't let other people judge you on what they see of you, because who are they, and why would you let anybody like that you don't know, a stranger, invade your personal space? And when I mean your personal space, I mean you invade your mind and get in there and like do damage. You know, it's just like you don't do that. You know, like you have to worry about you and your business. And you know, like if your business is, you know, your family, you know, you take care of your family. If you know, like your business is whatever your business is, you know, you take care of your business. But like once like a stranger that has nothing to do with your business starts getting in your business, like you have to learn how to respond to those types of things. And it's like, hey man, you know, like back up. Who do you think you are? Like you have no dog in this fight. You know, like why are you talking? You know, like who, like where did you come from? And a lot of the times it's one, just saying something. You know, you see something, you say something. You know, hey, stop that. Hey, who do you think you are? You know, back off. You know, like no. You know, like sometimes, you know, one little voice is going to be a catalyst for that wave of change. And more times than not, it's gonna be you. You're gonna find whoever's listening to the message, it's gonna be you. You're gonna find yourself in a position to have to say something. And it's just as easy as just opening your mouth and just saying it and just standing your ground and protecting your own and what you believe in. And like just like we had to talk about, the creator earlier and giving everything to him, we got to say what's right too. And transgender movement, the shit needs to go. Like squash it already. Like I don't want to hear about that on the news. I don't want to hear about that on. I don't want to see it on the TV. It's like you guys make your own channel so you guys can watch your own sick, gross, nasty stuff and keep it off the public airways. You know what I mean? It's like it's gross and disgusting. What just because you're nasty doesn't make everybody else in the streets want to see your nastiness. You know what I mean? It's like it's gross. It's like, but what do you do about it? What do you do about it? You just say something. You just say it. You just be real, because more people are going to agree with you than there's not, because they're doing studies now finding that only like 4% or 7%, are actually siding with these things. So it's like, there it is.
The capitalists are always going to try to capitalize on the next trending thing. So unfortunately, people will always be used. And this is what I was talking about yesterday, and it goes back to the subject of the spirit and the heart. It's like, look, I'm not going to shit on the person, but I'm going to shit on that spirit that's in the person, because I know who is inside of you. I know the spirit that is manipulating you, because I was manipulated the same way. I allowed myself to be manipulated the same way because I lacked knowledge, and I was just an ignorant young kid that thought that what I was doing was right. I thought, yeah, I'm protecting my neighborhood. I'm protecting the homies. But that's just dumb, because I'm not in the military. I'm not going and fighting for our country. I'm fighting for a street name that doesn't belong to me. It's just a tribalism mentality. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of things out there on the same subject, and it's like anything else. The way I see it is this, and this goes back to any business, right? And meaning business, the person that stares back at you in the face, that's your business. People say you got to mind your own business. Yes, 100%, absolutely. So if you're being honest with yourself and you look at yourself in the mirror, is what you're doing profitable? Is what you're doing profitable, period. I don't care what people are saying around me. I need to see my financial statements. I need to see what I am doing, and am I truly happy with what I am doing? Because going back to these transgender people, most of these people are super sad and not content with their lives, and they don't understand why not, because nobody really has had or given the time. And maybe some people, yes. I don't. This is a general conversation right now. But at the end of the day, I got people coming in first. So I'm gonna have to put a what is it they say, a period on that, and we'll have to come back to that, Eric.
All right, bro.
All right, brother.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Later. Yeah, so I mean that was the Fonz there. Appreciate him for coming on, and we're gonna wrap this up here pretty soon. I hope you guys enjoyed what we had to talk about. That's just a little bit of taste of what we got to come in the future. And the real thing is that we're trying to spread, a new narrative and sense of truth that doesn't condemn anybody. It doesn't hate anybody. but we, like like a compass, we have a direction for you to go. You know, whatever direction that you might want to be going. You know, um, whether north, south, east, west, heaven or hell. You know what I mean? Um, we'll have a compass. You know, and I'm only going to speak the truth and what I think is going to do the best to give your creator God the best show that you can give him, and feel good about it, about giving him that show, and and you know, being live, it's not easy uh, to keep the chatter going the whole time. But you know, like it's again, it's practice, and I'm gonna try to do this more for you guys, and hopefully I'll get better and better. If you can, wherever you find this video, do me a favor and tell me like different kind of subjects that you want to hear about, different type of things that you want to know about, um, and remember to stay healthy. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you and this flesh and blood, this skin sack is all that you got. Okay, so keep it as healthy as you possibly can. Um, and remember, this is a reflection of your character. So this is who you are. So if you're not looking like you would want to, start by exercise to get to where you want to be. You know, if you're a skinny guy and you want to grow some muscles, you know, the gym is a great place to start. If you're a fat guy and you want to lose some weight and you want to get toned out, you know, the gym is a good place to start. If you're sick and unhealthy and you have like back aches and back problems, start by going to the gym or start by walking. You know, it's gonna help. Um, you know, the exercise helps a lot of things, and so does rest. So make sure to get plenty of good rest. And you know, as far as I know, water, you know, it's good for you. So just keep drinking it, and stay away from sugars. With all that being said, again, I'm going to try to give you guys the best possible information and advice that I can give you when I can give it on, and how I can give it is going to be on experience. So look forward to having this discussion with you guys again, and I'm outie. Peace.